Your future spouse has discovered something dark and terrifying about your family history. Right now, they are hiding their true feelings about what they found. They stumbled upon secrets that your family buried long ago. What they learned has shaken them to their core. They are scared, confused, and don't know how to tell you. The person meant to be your life partner is now questioning everything. They love you deeply, but fear what this family legacy might mean for your future together. This secret is eating them alive from the inside. Your future spouse was researching your family background for wedding preparations. Maybe they were creating a family tree or looking into genealogy records. What started as an innocent search turned into a nightmare discovery. They found documents, records, or had spiritual visions that revealed disturbing patterns in your bloodline. Generation after generation, the same dark events kept repeating. The same tragic outcomes, the same mysterious circumstances. At first, they thought it was just coincidence. But as they dug deeper, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Your family carries something that has been passed down through time. They are torn between their love for you and their terror about what they learned. Have you noticed them acting strange lately? Being distant or asking unusual questions about your relatives? These are signs of their inner struggle. The universe is revealing this truth because your relationship stands at a crossroads. This hidden knowledge is slowly destroying your relationship from within. Your future spouse lies awake at night, wrestling with what they know. They stare at you while you sleep, wondering if you carry the same darkness they discovered in your family line. They haven't told you because they're afraid of your reaction. They fear you might think they're crazy, or that you might run away. But keeping this secret is tearing them apart inside. Every day they wait, the burden grows heavier. They're starting to pull away emotionally to protect themselves. They're questioning whether they should go through with the wedding, whether it's safe to have children with you. Time is running out before this secret destroys everything you've built together. The spiritual forces around your relationship are working overtime to bring this truth to light before it's too late. Your future together hangs in the balance while they struggle with this terrible knowledge alone. Like this video right now to open your spiritual awareness about what's happening in your relationship. Your future spouse discovered that your family carries a generational curse that has affected every bloodline for over a century. They found death certificates, newspaper articles, and family records that all point to the same tragic pattern. They started their research excited to learn about your heritage. They wanted to surprise you with a beautiful family tree for your wedding. But what they found instead filled them with dread. Every generation in your family has faced the same type of loss, the same unexplained accidents, the same mysterious illnesses, the same broken relationships. The pattern is so clear that it cannot be ignored. Your future spouse has been secretly visiting psychics and spiritual advisors, trying to understand what they discovered. They've been asking questions about generational curses and how to break spiritual patterns. They're desperately searching for solutions. They love you more than life itself, but they're terrified about what this means for your future children. They lie awake wondering if your kids will face the same fate that has haunted your family for generations. The worst part is watching you go through life completely unaware of this pattern. You don't see the connections between your family's struggles because you're too close to the situation. But your future spouse sees it clearly from the outside. They're trying to find the courage to tell you, but they don't know how to start such a difficult conversation. They're afraid you'll think they're being dramatic, or that you'll blame them for digging into your family's past. Right now, they're carrying this burden completely alone. Type truth in the comments to strengthen your spiritual connection and receive clarity about your relationship. Have you noticed your future spouse has been acting different lately? They seem distracted during conversations. They ask strange questions about your childhood or your relatives' health problems. They've been researching your family online when they think you're not watching. They've started having nightmares about your future together, dreams where they see the same tragic events happening to your children that happened to previous generations in your family. They wake up in cold sweats, scared to tell you what they saw. Your future spouse has been secretly meeting with spiritual healers and genealogy experts. They're trying to find ways to break generational patterns before you start. Your own family. They've been learning about energy clearing, family line healing, and spiritual protection rituals. They've been testing your spiritual strength without you knowing it, bringing up topics about family curses or asking how you feel about breaking negative patterns. They're trying to see if you're open to these concepts before they reveal what they know. The hardest part for them is pretending everything is normal. They sit across from you at dinner, knowing what they know, trying to act like nothing has changed. But inside, they're planning how to protect both of you from this family legacy. They've been praying more than usual, asking for divine guidance about whether to tell you or keep trying to handle this alone. They're torn between wanting to protect you from painful knowledge and needing your help to break these patterns. Every time you mention wedding plans or talk about having children, they feel a wave of panic. They want these things with you, but they're terrified about bringing new souls into a family line that carries such heavy spiritual baggage. Their love for you is fighting their fear of what they discovered. If you want to strengthen your spiritual protection and receive divine guidance about breaking generational patterns, you can give super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more. Each offering creates powerful energy to help heal family lines and protect your relationship from ancestral shadows. The truth about your family history is about to be revealed. Type 777 to prepare your spirit to receive this important information. Your future spouse discovered that every person in your direct family line has faced early loss of their life partner. Your great-grandmother lost her husband in an unexplained accident. Your grandmother became a widow before age 50. Your mother's marriage ended in tragedy or divorce that destroyed her completely. The pattern doesn't stop there. They found records showing that children in your family often struggle with the same health problems, relationship issues, or financial disasters that affected their parents. It's like each generation is doomed to repeat the same painful experiences. Your future spouse has been researching how generational curses work. They learned that sometimes traumatic events or spiritual attachments get passed down through bloodlines. They discovered that breaking these patterns requires awareness, spiritual work, and sometimes professional help. They've been secretly visiting your family's old neighborhoods, graveyards, and places where significant events happened. They're trying to understand what started this pattern and how it can be stopped. They've been taking photos and asking elderly neighbors about your family's history. The most frightening part for them is realizing that you show some of the same traits that appeared in previous generations. The same personality patterns, the same fears, the same ways of handling stress. They can see the family programming running through you, but they also see your strength and your capacity for love. They believe that with the right knowledge and spiritual work, you can be the generation that breaks this cycle. They think your love together is strong enough to overcome whatever darkness has followed your family. They've been preparing for months to have this conversation with you. They've been studying how to approach sensitive topics and how to offer support when someone learns difficult truths about their family. They're ready to stand by you through whatever comes next. Your future spouse is fighting for your relationship and your future in ways you don't even know about yet. Type 333 now to receive divine protection for your family line and spiritual strength to face this truth. Your future spouse has been having spiritual dreams where your ancestors appear to them. These family spirits show them scenes from the past. They see the moment when this dark pattern first began in your bloodline. In these visions, they witness a terrible betrayal that happened generations ago. Someone in your family line broke a sacred trust or made a deal that brought consequences for all future generations. The spiritual debt has been passed down ever since. Your future spouse wakes up from these dreams, feeling the weight of your family's pain. They see how each generation tried to break free but couldn't because they didn't know what they were fighting against. The pattern continued because the root cause remained hidden. They've been researching your family's immigration history, looking for clues about what happened in the old country. They found stories about feuds between families, curses placed by wronged parties, and spiritual practices that went wrong. The hardest part for them is seeing how pure and innocent you are. You carry none of the darkness that created this pattern. You're kind, loving, and good-hearted. But the spiritual inheritance follows bloodlines regardless of personal character. Your future spouse has been praying for both of you every night. They light candles and ask for protection from whatever forces have been affecting your family. They've been learning protection prayers and cleansing rituals. They believe your love story is meant to be the healing chapter in your family's history. They think you two were brought together specifically to break this generational cycle. But they know it will take both of you working together to succeed. They're ready to fight for your future, but they need you to understand what you're fighting against. If you want to support the spiritual work needed to heal generational patterns and protect your relationship, you can give super thanks of 5, 10, 20 or more. Each offering helps create positive energy to overcome ancestral challenges and builds divine protection around your future family. Type 999 to open your heart and mind to receive the complete truth about your family's spiritual history. Your future. Spouse has reached the point where they cannot carry this secret any longer. The weight of knowing what they know is affecting their health. They're losing sleep, losing appetite, and feeling stressed all the time. They've been practicing how to tell you in front of the mirror. They've written letters explaining everything, then torn them up because the words never feel right. How do you tell someone you love that their family carries a spiritual burden that has destroyed lives for generations? They're afraid you'll think they're crazy or being dramatic. They worry you'll get angry at them for researching your family without permission. They fear you might end the relationship rather than face these difficult truths together. But they've also seen signs that you're ready to hear this. You've been more open to spiritual topics lately. You've mentioned feeling like something is holding you back in life. You've talked about wanting to break negative patterns from your childhood. Your future spouse has consulted with spiritual advisors who confirmed what they suspected. The pattern in your family is real, and it will continue until someone with enough love and spiritual strength decides to break it. They believe you are that person. They've been gathering all the evidence they found. Family documents, newspaper clippings, genealogy records, and notes from their spiritual research. They want to show you everything so you can see the pattern clearly. The conversation they've been avoiding is about to happen. They've chosen a time and place where you both feel safe and comfortable. They've prepared themselves emotionally for your reaction, whether it's shock, denial, anger, or fear. Your future spouse is ready to reveal everything because they love you too much to build a marriage on hidden knowledge. They want to face this challenge together rather than carry the burden alone. The moment of truth is approaching, and they're gathering the courage to speak. Type "ready" in the comments to prepare your spirit to receive this important truth about your family history and your relationship's future. Your future spouse is about to tell you that every marriage in your direct family line has been destroyed by the same type of betrayal or loss. They discovered that your great-grandfather abandoned his family for another woman. Your grandfather died young, leaving your grandmother to raise children alone. Your father either left your mother or created so much pain that she never recovered. The pattern shows that love doesn't survive in your family bloodline. Relationships start beautifully, but end in heartbreak, abandonment, or tragedy. Your future spouse found evidence going back 5 generations of the same story, repeating over and over. They also discovered that the children from these broken relationships struggle with trust issues, fear of commitment, or relationship problems of their own. The emotional wounds get passed down along with the pattern of failed partnerships. Your future spouse learned that you've been unconsciously preparing for this same outcome. Deep down, you expect relationships to end badly because that's what you've always seen in your family. You might even sabotage good relationships because failure feels more familiar than success. But they also found something else in their research. They discovered that generational patterns can be broken when someone becomes aware of them and chooses to do the spiritual work needed. They believe your awareness of this pattern is the first step toward freedom. They're ready to help you break this cycle together if you're willing to face the truth and do the healing work required. Your future spouse wants you to know that learning this truth doesn't change their love for you. If anything, understanding your family's struggles helps them love you more deeply. They see how strong you are to have survived a bloodline that carries such heavy spiritual baggage. They've already started working on solutions. They've found healers who specialize in generational patterns. They've learned about ceremonies that can break family curses and clear ancestral trauma. They've researched couples who successfully overcame similar challenges. Your future spouse believes that your love story is meant to rewrite your family's history. Together, you can be the generation that chooses healing over repeating old patterns. You can create the healthy, lasting relationship that previous generations couldn't achieve. They're committed to walking this healing journey with you, no matter how long it takes or how difficult it becomes. Type Amen to receive complete spiritual guidance for healing your family line and protecting your relationship's future.